The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, Lord.
The people had gathered in their thousands so that they were treading on one another. And Jesus began to speak, first of all to his disciples. Be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees, that is their hypocrisy. Everything that is now covered will be uncovered, and everything now hidden will be made clear. For this reason, whatever you have said in the dark will be heard in the daylight, and what you have whispered in hidden places will be proclaimed on the housetops. To you, my friends, I say, do not be afraid of those who kill the body, and after that can do no more. I will tell you whom to fear. Fear him who, after he has killed, has the power to cast into hell. Yes, I tell you, fear him. Can you not buy 5 sparrows for 2 pennies, and yet not one is forgotten in God's sight? Why, every hair on your head has been counted. There is no need to be afraid. You are worth more than hundreds of sparrows. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to the Lord Jesus Christ.
My dear brothers and sisters, I had an experience that I just want to share with you. It's something simple, but it really touched me, and it made me to reflect a lot about this. If you look at this phone, it looks very, very new and very fancy. But just last week, I went to press it on, and it wouldn't come on. And I took it to all the repairers you can ever think of. Actually, I visited the 3rd repairer yesterday, and they said, whatever thing connects the power, the battery to the power system, it cannot work. It is not working. So, as you see, this is as useless as anything. And it just took just one day. I came to press it, and it couldn't come on. And I've not been thinking really much about this phone as much as I've been thinking about my own life. That there were things in this phone that I saved, and I was hoping that sometime I'm going to remove, and I just kept postponing that. I will take out, until this phone died, and I can't take anything out. And it just made me to just think about my life, that times that we are hoping that I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And at some point you press the button of your life and it can't just come on. You are gone. There's no time to take out things. There's no time to do something you would have wanted to do with your life. And so when I look at this phone, I think about my life. It looks very fanciful from outside, but this is just a body now that is like in a coffin. It's dead. It's finished. It's over. Terminated. So, and then I realized also, when somebody wants to make a journey, you want to start a journey, and you don't know where you are going to. And maybe you have Google Map, or you think when you arrive somewhere you are going to call somebody. You want to charge your phone and make sure that you not lose the battery at some point. It can be very frustrating. You reach somewhere and then you realize that your battery is down. You have not contacted the person you are supposed to contact. You can't go online to be able to trace where you are, and you are just lost. And even if there was somebody to borrow you the phone, you can't get the contacts because your phone is off, the battery is down. And so it's so important that people charge their phones before they travel. It's so important that if your battery is saying 15%, you should not play games on it, or you should not go on YouTube because it will run down very fast. And like I say, this is really our life. There are times we so much invest on what we have to do, and we don't take care of the battery that is inside. Our life is in God's hands. God has the body, God has the soul in charge. He is in charge of all of that. And at times we really invest on what is happening in life and we forget about the battery of the phone. We so much play the games, we so much go online, we so much do other things, and then we realize, oh, the battery is dead, it's dead. And it is maybe something to think about, that how much of our battery are we taking care of? How much of the power supply are we making sure that even if we get stuck somewhere, we are able still to ring people, we are able to call people because our battery is still not dead. And it's an invitation for us to maybe to invest a lot on the battery of the phone, to invest on charging the phone rather than just playing and without checking if your battery is down or not. And this is the same thing that Jesus talks about in the gospel of today, that we must be afraid of him who can kill both body and cast the soul into hell. We must be afraid of him who can terminate at a go. Just say, off, it's finished. Cast the power off. And we lie there with all the investments we have made in this life. The book of Psalms, Psalms 49, verse 19, if I'm not mistaken, it says that people would do great things in this life and say, God, people are going to remember me for all my success. They will remember me for all my success. But I tell you, at the end of this life, people can remember you for a short time, but at the end, you are forgotten within a very short time. And so it's important that we invest in what would last long. If you are going into a business, you don't invest in something that is not going to, a business you know is going to collapse within a short time. You invest in something that is going to last long. And that means we must invest in our souls. We must invest, not in the body, because the body one day is going to collapse. The body is going to be terminated at some point. The body is going to go back to where it came from at some point. But the soul is going to live forever because it came from an eternal Father who lives forever. And we must invest in that which is going to save us. And Jesus says that you must not be afraid of just ordinary death. People who can kill the body and do nothing to the soul. We must be afraid of our hypocrisy. We must be afraid of that thing that we know is going to destroy our soul. We must be afraid of playing the games all the time and it's going to drain our batteries. We must be afraid of going on YouTube and it's going to run down our battery very soon. Those are the things we must be afraid of. Things that are going to take us away from God. Our sinfulness. Things that take us away from God totally. And invest more in the things that are going to benefit us. And there's nothing in this life that can benefit us apart from feeding our souls. That's why we have to charge our phone all the time. And that we put in the real thing that is going to make our battery full. The church has provided this for us through the sacraments of reconciliation, sacraments of confession. The church has provided for us the sacraments of the Eucharist, which nourishes our souls. The church provides for us the scriptures that we must read at all times, that it nourishes our souls. Otherwise, when we invest in the wealth, in the money, all the other things in this life, Psalm 49 says that those things will not follow us below. It says, in his riches man lacks wisdom. So my dear brothers and sisters, Jesus says in the scriptures today that we must be afraid of him who is in charge of us. We must be afraid of him who can kill both body and soul. And it is only when we take as important this wisdom, then we will learn to choose and do the right things in life, things that will benefit our souls, things that will be fruits for our souls, things that are going to make us receive this life that has no end.